As I've spoken many times before about this, that everything is one, so you'll understand that everything is coming from the same source. There's no such thing as dark or light. It's actually just different aspects of the same energy to contrast each other, two sides of the same coin. So you'll understand that there are no enemies, there is no duality, there is no polarization, things of that kind. You're just an infinite ocean of energy expressing itself in different forms. You have chaos, you have serenity, tranquility, upheavals. You need that jostling in order to prevent stagnation and things from becoming sedentary and putrid. I look at the ocean. The ocean never sits still. It's always churning and moving, meandering. You have all these tides and rip currents and going in several directions at once. The waves that you have, the crest of the wave, the trough. I mean, it's always moving. The sky never grows stale because it always moves. Look at the earth. She has no age and she just looks fresh and brand new constantly because it's always in motion. The old facets die off, being replaced by new. So everything that you hear from human beings, which are hybrids, comes from the reptilians, which were here before them. And everything they have to say is not true. Their spell work, storytelling, the language that they create is supposed to create your reality. It's nonsense. Now you'll see now the fracturing of their systems happening because they know now that people are catching on. And that's what they've always feared. They communicate through their Hollywood movies, which is predictive programming. They basically tell you what they're going to do to you before they do it to you, because this way, by the time it comes around, you'll be so familiarized and acclimated with it, you won't run. It'll just be normal to you. That's how they play the game. But understand that they know something you don't, that you are the ultimate power, and they're not. I've said it before. Reptilians possess DNA. Human beings do not have DNA, they have chromosomes. Chromosomes are divine transceivers that allow you to send and receive signals both to and from the divine. This is what establishes and maintains that cosmic reciprocity, which gives you 100% connectivity, 100% receptivity, whereas the reptilians have 100% latency. They cannot communicate because they don't have a soul. They don't have a heart. There's no conscience in there, you know. So they want what you have. And in order to get that, they have to keep you in a false state of security while they're slowly siphoning these things from you by telling you have enemies, existential threats, invisible boogeyman outside the door. All this garbage that happened 4 years ago, that big scam. I remember on the news every day, all day, 24/7, 365, they were giving cases in Florida and Texas. I added up the numbers. The alleged projections that they were giving exceeded the populations of each state within 6 months. It was all a crock. And I am the world's most horrible person at math. I am horrible at math. I just got out a calculator. I was like, wait a minute. They're saying 150 new cases, 150,000 a day. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I looked this just up. The state of Florida had, I think, 23 million at that time. And I was like, wait a minute. Just simply by this projection, the alleged new cases exceed exponentially the actual number of residents in that state. You'd run out of people within 6 months. So it was all nonsense. And you notice everything's nice, round, even numbers. It's never some odd, chunky number. It's always a nice, neat number for the news to flash on the screen. I remember they were telling us that's going to be around forever. And where is it now? You don't hear a whisper about it. You don't hear anything about it. This is why I sincerely hope that you folks are really catching on to what's going on. You know, my channel, like I've said before, I'm not interested in the editing and the music. I tried one video with the music thing. It's just not for me. The graphics on the screen, and the constant editing. There's no more continuity in videos anymore. They say a couple of words and then they clip and then they go again. Then they clip and they go again. It's very disconcerting to your subconscious mind to be subjected to these things. It's definitely affecting you. There's no doubt about that. It's rapid editing. Back in the 70s, they used to call it flash editing, and then they made it illegal because it's that quick on the screen for like a thousandth of a second, and it leaves an indelible impression in your subconscious mind. But they made it illegal, but they brought it back. I just feel that I speak, from my heart, and sometimes, you can't pronounce words right. because of the poisons in the food and the microwave towers working in tandem with the stuff. I, have issues with enunciating words these days because of the poisons in the food they're putting in there. It's what they refer to as forever chemicals, nano foods, and so on and so forth. But I ain't going nowhere. But anyway, I'm just trying to explain to you, this is why you see all these, you're going to see all of them fall. All the rappers, all the rock stars, all your Hollywood, TV, all of it. They're going to all start just falling off that tree. And they're all going to start, pointing at each other and taking each other down. You see it's fracturing. Because source, the only force, the only power in all of the universe that is the universe and everything else is enough now. They will not be allowed to do what they had planned, which is hundreds of thousands of years of perpetual darkness. They want to eradicate all the trees, just have all these towers up, that are supposedly internet connectivity, but they're really not. They are of a military nature. Trust me. And they're just after your energy. They don't have what you have. That's why they do to you what they do to you. That's why they hypnotize you with their social media and they mesmerize you with their movies and they desensitize you with their violent video games. Because this causes you to lower your vibration. It taps into the reptilian subconscious portion of your physical mind. That's their in, but they actually want the life force essence of your soul. I've said it before. I just want you folks to know that you are precious and you don't even realize it. When you came to this world, they didn't inform you that. They said, as soon as you come to this world, okay, everybody, all ordinary people to the right, and you're like, oh, okay, we're going that way. That's the way we go. And off you go. Not knowing that you're not ordinary. You're extraordinary. They don't say, hey, by the way, welcome to the earth. You are a super magical alchemist. You could do anything with your energy. Really? I can? Yeah. You have a cosmic treasure chest that's called your soul. And you can bend energy and manipulate this, and you could do that. You could do all these things, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg. You have psychic abilities, telekinetic abilities, telepathic abilities. You can levitate. You have the powers of invisibility. You can go forward or back in what you call time. You can't travel through an illusion, but I'm just going to use the word time. You can time travel, 0-point energy, levitation, electromagnetic propulsion. It just goes on and on and on. And you have that ability. Astral project, remote viewing, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance, medium, psychic. I mean, it just goes on and on. They don't tell you any of this stuff. They don't tell you it for a reason because they don't want you to know. Yeah, that's the secret. The book, The Secret? That's your secret right there. They're not going to tell you what the real truth is. It's not in their best interest to do that. So they formulate this holographic prison and they throw you in there and make you think it's this castle when it's actually not. It's a penitentiary. It's a penitentiary filled with everything that's going to lower your vibration. And it's going to make like it's a good thing. So that's why you're going to become addicted to these things and you're never going to want to let go of it. So this is the reason why you see what you see now. I just watched something on Facebook about one of the rappers, KRS-One. An off-camera person asked him, are you Illuminati? Oh, you should have seen he got crazy, crazy, crazy nervous. He was coming up all kinds of cocky nonsense. Just straight out. And he didn't even know what to say. They're all going to go down, folks. Their time is done. And they know it. They know it. Their time is done. It isn't a new earth. It's not a great awakening. It's the fact that you're realizing you're coming into the realization of your own power of who and what you really are. You're not a one-dimensional being. You never were. You might be in your infant stages of development as far as your growth and your evolution, as far as your consciousness and your ascension. But we're all coming from the same soul family. That's source. Why do you think everybody has different last names? Subdividing people. Same reason why there's classes, rich, middle class, poor. Same thing. When you divide things, you weaken them. And when you weaken them, they're vulnerable. And when they're vulnerable, you can control them. And then when you put patterns in place, then they're predictable. It's just simple common sense. I don't get into the particulars of it because I just don't want to waste my time with doing research for 20 hours on one subject. Absolutely not. I mean, it's very easy. You could do that, but I just don't have an interest in it. I'd rather be out there helping people rather than wasting my time, or delving into one particular topic or subject and doing one book on it for 500 pages on just one subject. It's a waste of time to me. I'd rather be out there feeding the homeless when something I could be productive with. So, the point of this video is that it's time for you to just awaken yourself. I seriously hope you can get something out of my channel. Um, that's pertinent to your journey. I really do. But it is your prerogative if you do that or not. That's a given. Nobody can force you to become something you don't want to be, even if you realize that you are that thing that needs to be expressed. If you're trying to suppress it because you're looking to fit in with others, because you want to be liked by a bunch of strangers who could care less if you drop dead in front of them, that's your trip. That's your journey. But you see, it's all fracturing. Their plans aren't working out. They had big plans, and they're all crumbling. They're all crumbling. None of them will pan out because they keep forgetting about source. This earth doesn't belong to people. It doesn't belong to humanity. It doesn't belong to religion. It doesn't belong to politics or science or math or chemistry, or it doesn't belong to AI. It doesn't belong to the telecommunications industry or the military industrial complex. It doesn't belong to the educational infrastructure and their curriculum of pedophilia and Satanism being introduced in the classroom and giving third grade kids condoms. You see, they're trying to corrupt the moral fabric of society and create this bastardized mongrel race that they can control. That's why they're dumbing you down. That's why everybody's just transfixed on TikTok. It's just mind control. These are patented inventions, by the way. Look it up. There's patent numbers for these things. Your television, your cell phone, these are patented mind control manipulation tools. Straight truth. They have a facility in Alaska. It's called HARP. It's an acronym. High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project. What they do is they pulverize the ionosphere with sonic waves and they bend it until it heats up, and then you can redirect weather patterns. And then they have chemtrails where HARP bounces off of like a mirror, and they can create drought in Africa. And it's also used for mind control. Absolutely. Very, very simple. It's not hard. They've been doing this for centuries. What you perceive as cutting edge technology, your cell phone, it's archaic. It's a Stone Age relic in their eyes. Trust me, it's nothing cutting edge. You're talking about things that are not of this earth. They're not going to give it to you. Just like the knowledge and the information and the awareness they didn't give you when you came here. I mean, that's just the truth. That's the premise of my channel. I don't try to force myself on people. I've done this with Facebook too. For years I was on Facebook. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people would chime in and say, you have an amazing channel. I helped a lot of people with it. But they say, you have an amazing channel. You present things to people and let them accept them in their own way. You don't try to push it on people. And that's exactly what I do with my channel, with this YouTube channel. I don't try and tell you what to do. I just give you information, evidence, facts, proof, whatever you want, and instructions and guidance. And it's up to you to take it or not, because I'm not a teacher. I'm not a student. I'm both. In order to become a teacher of the light, you must first have been a student of the darkness. That being said, nobody can teach you. Only you can teach yourself. They can demonstrate, illustrate, show you, and represent. They could give you representations of things, but it's up to you to teach yourself, because only you, invariably, will do that. And inevitably and eventually, you are the only one that's going to be willing to learn these things or not. So you're teaching yourself. So, with this video, my whole point is, before I end it, you just have to teach yourself to be something that they told you that you were, but you're not. Teach yourself to not be that anymore, because you're not. And it's the knowing that you think you are is what's keeping you down and keeping you susceptible and being controlled by them. That's why you gravitate towards these low vibrational projections like, TikTok and all the garbage on there. You can literally see society crumbling, but it has to. Just like the snake sheds its skin in order to expand and grow into something completely different. That's exactly what has to happen. It isn't the old earth. Stop blaming the earth. It's that old empire that's got to go. The truth shall always be perceived as a threat to an empire built of lies. That empire is crumbling. The old empire is crumbling, and it won't be replaced with a new empire. It's going to be replaced with something else called a collective consciousness, because a lot of people are awakening to what's going on. A lot of them aren't, and they're going to unfortunately have to come back here, or they will just be victims of what's going on. And unfortunately, 4 years ago, a lot of them ran and got the, the El Pokey Pokey, Pricky Pricky, because they were told by 3-letter agencies that it's, both safe and effective. That's what they were touting on those commercials for months and months and months. That's all I heard. But they don't tell you what's in it. And when you find out what's in it, you're going to pop a cork. I'm telling you, you're going to pop a freaking cork. And if any one of your family members got that stuff and you find out what they did to you, your family members, you're going to be more than livid. Me, I was on Facebook for what? I think almost 4 years telling people not to do it, this and that. I was actually showing what was in the stuff. I got thrown in Facebook jail a gazillion times. As soon as I got out of the 30-day period, I went back on, boom, I went right back to Facebook jail again because they don't want the truth out. They don't want you to be aware of anything. So just embrace the fact that you are something that they never told you were. You have to start creating a brand new path for yourself and stop walking that same old beaten path, seeking a path of least resistance. Forget that nonsense. Create a resistance-free, supernatural, spiritual superhighway and immerse yourself in that energy and let it take you where it's going to take you. Because we're all source, not just human beings. Every being, every element, a rock, the wind, a tree, grass, everything, that's source. Mountains are alive. These are old souls. That's patience and tranquility. The mountains, the trees, great spirits. You have to tap into that. That's your natural essence. That's your roots right there. Biological, organic, natural. That's it.